always been something of a running joke among the American electorate. People would smile and make jest of the belief that when it comes to electing anything and anyone from a dog catcher to the president, we do so choosing the person we dislike the least. We go into the booth, pull the lever, mark the card, rarely seem to emerge feeling clean, as if we found the perfect person for the job. Now, this all comes to the fore in light of a Washington Post headline calling this POTUS cycle an unpopularity contest for the ages. So the logical next step is, where is the leadership making it more about the best person than the person who isn't the worst? This and more. Let's welcome back the veteran New York Congressman who is also on the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, Representative Peter King. Congressman, welcome in, and I just want to make sure nobody sent you a six-pack of cyanide, did they?
No. People were calling yesterday, though, saying that they really had never wanted to support Ted Cruz. But if I take the cyanide, that was good enough to, for them to go out and vote for him.
Hey,
so,
come on, you're a veteran politician.
Fine.
You know as well as I do, you got to be careful when you say things like that.
I know.
There's people out there, they're going to go, oh, okay, that's what he wants. But this brings up a good point here. I mean, you said people are now talking about it, saying the congressman said he would kill himself instead of voting for an individual. Now, I understand you said it in jest, but doesn't that sort of add to this unprecedented level of hate that we have going on right now for politicians?
Yeah, I would say the fact that I did it with a smile to some extent. And also, what happened before that was Joe Scarborough, in introducing me, was saying that I had just been named chairman of the Cruz for President Committee, and he was going on. And I'm thinking these people watching this may think this is for real. So I just figured I would say something loudly, which would, let people know that I was not chairman of the Cruz for President Committee. But no, I mean, you're right. There is unprecedented. I don't know if it's unprecedented, but there is real anger out there. A lot of it's justified. Some of it, I think, you're right. I think politicians are stoking it. They are. Because let's face it, with all of the things that people are angry about, we still have the best economy in the world. We still have the best military in the world. We're still the freest country in the world. And one of the reasons we have problems with illegal immigration is because so many people want to come here. Russia doesn't have problems with illegal immigration. China doesn't have problems with illegal immigration. The fact that we have these problems is because we are doing well. Now, I agree, though, we should be doing better. I think that the country, is going in the wrong direction. But I think we add to that when we go out of our way to say how bad things are. So I was just taking a shot at Ted Cruz. That was part of my defense of New York values. And I had no intention of saying it until Scarborough was putting out there, and he was joking that I was chairman of the...
I get it, too, and I'm a New York City kid, too. I mean, I know that you say it with a smile, but do you feel maybe you'd like to take it back? Because you and I both know that there are the wingnuts out there who will listen to something like that, and they'll believe it, and that will then just feed this fire of unpopularity. Maybe you think you shouldn't have said it?
No, I won't take it back, because once you do that, then that'll be the headline, and it would sound like I was somehow giving in to Ted Cruz, or I was endorsing Ted Cruz. I'll just leave it out there for what it is. Hopefully, no cyanide is going to come in the mail or anything.
I would certainly hope not. How do we then turn this around, Congressman? Because, as I said, people are holding their nose in this election right now. They do not want to vote, whether it's Hillary Clinton, whether it's Donald Trump. How do we turn this around and get the American voter back to saying, I want to vote for the best person instead of the guy or the gal that just stinks less?
Well, one thing I think we have to do is try to change the overall system, and I say the system, I don't mean the political system as much as I mean just the system in which we operate as a country these days, whether it's the media, whether it is people within the political parties, that the way the lines are drawn, the way the districts are drawn, there's just tremendous hostility. And the fact is that, I'll say this now, I'm a New York congressman, and I had a very good working relationship with Hillary Clinton when she was senator. On key issues, we strongly disagreed, but as far as issues involving New York, as far as involving issues of mutual interest for my district and the state, she was very good to work with. And yet, if you say that, people think you're a traitor. I can say any number of Republicans she worked well with. There's many issues I can work together with Chuck Schumer on. And that's the way it's always been. But today, when you say that at all, the fact is Hillary Clinton is supposed to be the enemy. Same with Donald Trump. Listen, any Democrat that says a good word about Donald Trump probably get run out of town. I remember when you had New York members of Congress who wouldn't take a ride on Air Force One when President Bush was going to New York. They didn't want to be seen getting off Air Force One with them. That would have been unheard of years ago.
Let me do this then if I can, because I only got about 30 seconds left. But let me ask you this then, because you brought up Hillary Clinton. Do you fear that we are looking then at the next 4 years of historic gridlock, whether or not it's Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump when it comes to Congress working with the president that a lot of people just don't like?
It can be, and that's when it's really time for members of Congress. I have tried to do that in the House as far as saying we have to work when we can and compromise. Ronald Reagan raised taxes 17 times. The fact is, if there's a house, one of the houses controlled by another party, or the other party has a veto power, you have to do Congress. You have to do compromise. So if the president right now is a Democrat, House is Republican, but the Senate has a Democratic veto, everything is going to be a compromise if you're going to get stuff done. But we have people in our party that it's either 100% or it's zero, and they won't go along with it.
And let's hope we see that compromise word. Let's hope we see that. That's really the point of it. Congressman Peter King, we're out of time. Thanks for joining us. Careful of the comedy. You never know what people are listening. You know that as well. Congressman, thanks a lot for joining us. Stay with us. The Hard Line continues right here.